going to make a drawing of an ancient sculpture. I'm loosely adding some outlines now, very roughly. Some scratchings, not even calling them hatchings here. Indicating the hair a bit. I'm not sure if it's a he or a she, to be honest. I think it's a male figure, but not totally sure. Building up the face a bit with accentuations and short lines and scratchings. Dark accentuations in the nose and the mouth. They define the face quite nicely often. And the eyes. This drawing I had to struggle a bit to get the forms right. I don't think I was really totally concentrated, to be honest. But I had fun drawing, so that was most important to me in this case. The neck, adding some tonal value there, here, with some hatchings. Adding some dark accentuations and at the same time adjusting the form of the face a bit. Adding some tonal value again here. I'm constantly going from one area to the other, and sometimes I add an accentuation, sometimes I add a tonal value in the form of a hatching, and trying to create this face on the paper that way. The shadow in the neck. It's one of the nice things about this picture, the shadow there. I was a bit clumsy doing that hair. When you make a drawing of this type of hairdress, one should carefully count the kinds of bands or whatever the hair is built up from. I didn't do that, so it looks a bit funny in this stage. Adding some hatching for the background. I really like adding a background to these figures. If you only draw the figure itself, it becomes a bit boring, I think. Adding a background, a dark background like this, in a sketch like this can make a drawing more atmospheric. I hope I pronounce it right. Give it more atmosphere. Like there's some air around the figure. And slowly the figure is getting closer to what's on the source photograph. I didn't get it totally right, I think, but it's getting closer now. Adding some more shadow areas. And so on, so and the background, what I'm doing now, it is some sort of composition in itself. It's a very important compositional device to add a background like this. It's atmospheric. And it can give the drawing an extra character and design, actually. I think this hatching was a little bit too dark. But I think that I went darker than the source photograph anyway, so maybe I compensated that later on. Yeah. Like here it's darker than what's in the source photograph, but sometimes it's good to edit the source photograph in a photo editing programs. So I did not really do that in this case, but sometimes you need to do that to bring out the shadows more in the source photograph, so you can draw those better in your drawing. And the ballpoint ran really smoothly over the paper, so it's fun to hatch that way. Adjusting the nose a little bit. Some subtle tonal value there. A little bit of measuring there I did to get the ear right. And working on the background even more a bit here. You can see I enjoyed just putting a pen on the paper and going back and forth. And I can see that myself now, looking back, because I make these comments afterwards, after I've made this drawing. Sometimes I speak while I am making a drawing, and sometimes I record them afterwards, which is more relaxed sometimes, so I can draw without thinking about anything to say, actually. Trying to adjust the shape of the face a bit more. some dark accentuations in the eye socket. And I'm just going through the drawing. Where can I darken something? Where can I adjust something? Did I forget something? Here, the clothing, the folds in the clothing. It's just more a bit suggestive. Adding some tonal value. It gives it more atmosphere now, I think. This latest tonal value in the clothing. In the neck. Sometimes when you are carefully looking at a certain detail, all of a sudden you see a certain tonal value or a relationship in tonal value from one part to the other. And I think that's it. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel if you like these kind of videos. Thank you.